Hey, I just wanted to jump on today because I've got like loads of stuff coming through. It's just this beautiful unraveling or like a settling. Like all of my insights over the past couple of months are just like really dropping in. And I can see before how when the insights came through, like I was super excited and just like, whoa, can you believe this world? And that's sort of what those videos that I made um a while ago were coming through in the energy of, and now it's kind of like they're really grounding in. And I just wanted to bring up a couple of things just to keep a documentation of it, really. And one of them that's really coming into my field is, as some of you might know, I've done a lot with self-healing. And along the self-healing journey, like I was lectin free for 3 years. If you haven't heard of it, that's that guy that keeps popping up in the feed. What's his name? Oh, I can't remember now. And he talks about lectins and what they do to your body, and I was lectin free for 3 years, and then I actually got thyroid cancer, which doesn't have a connection to the lectin free, so that's not why I'm saying it like that. But basically, it allowed me to see that it doesn't really matter. It's kind of like the Dr. Joe Dispenza, what he says is like, you are the placebo. So it doesn't really matter what you're doing. As long as you believe that it's working, then it will. And it's super interesting because it's almost like, yeah, but then what? So like, if you're living your life, say there's loads of people who don't eat gluten or dairy or whatever, which is fine, but it's the restriction on you. So now it may have worked to heal whatever it healed, but the gluten, it's not real. So it's the belief attached to that healed it. So it's the belief that the lack of gluten healed your ailment. And so then every time you have gluten, you believe that it's going to affect you. So what I'm talking about is getting to the realization that, yes, removing this product or this thing helped me. But what do I want to do now? Do I want to be controlled by not having this ever again? Because otherwise, I've deemed that as the problem. And whenever I have that, my body will do this. So it's super interesting because there's a lot of people, say in the spiritual community, vegetarian, vegan, whatever, because they're looking at the energy factor, which, you know, I'm not saying that that's incorrect or wrong in any way. It's just really interesting for me to observe different parts of the world and how they eat and what they eat and what they have available to eat, which is super interesting because it's very, very different. And our body has the ability to adapt to all different things. You know, children are raised on different diets. As adults, we eat different diets. You know, you can't, there's no one way, just like everything else. But it almost comes back to taking the power back from the body. And now, not to take it away from the body, but the body to me is basically a sort of not an alarm clock, not a beacon, like I don't know, it's not, the word's not coming to me, but like a type of machine that will alert us to certain things within ourself, in the way of physical ailments. And so I believe, like I've mentioned before, Metaphysical Anatomy is a really, really good book to explain the emotional connection to ailments that are happening within the body. And I'm not saying that it's easy, but to truly be free and to be able to transcend everything to a point where you can literally experience, enjoy, and know that nothing external of you has any, or external from you has any power to create anything negative inside you. And, a lot of people wouldn't have this belief, and they don't have this belief because we've sort of grown up our whole life being told, like, what you eat affects you. This is good stuff. This is bad stuff. And da 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 da. And it's super interesting when you look at it in the way of sort of like when something's happening to you, we need a reason. That's the human is basically finding reason in everything, sort of. And so it's like we go along and then we go, oh, that's why. Oh, that's why. Oh, that's why. It's never, oh, that's why. And this is why. It's always why. Because the whole world is a projection of what's happening inside us, including our body. And so when something is going on with our body, it's from within us. It's not anything that we're putting into it. And when I say that, I think the reason why, as you sort of come more into awareness that you're more attracted to or feel like, when intuitive eating is reading what your body is asking for and then giving it that. And I think it sort of corrects or presents with a somewhat of a diet. And by diet, I don't mean like skimping on things. I mean like a range of eating, that you are more aware of. There's like, you just don't want to eat crap all the time. Like you just don't want to. And often if you're wanting to eat crap all the time, your body or there's something out of alignment. And so, we can blame food and we can say, I can't eat this because this will happen, or I'm horrible and I do this and that. Oh, I don't even like saying that. I didn't mean it. We feel bad for eating bad food, but it's ultimately you're just self-sabotaging yourself because you're giving yourself a reason to feel bad. So what if you ate the food and then you went, wow, I just ate that food and I feel yuck now. Why did I do that? What was my body needing? What am I not seeing? What am I not feeling? What am I not allowing? What am I trying to suppress by consuming this food? And it's really, really interesting to get behind, because we are always the one. We are always the one to look at. How we think, feel, and act. It's us. Nothing external of us or from us has the ability to make us feel any way. It's all us. And so I'm just really tapping into this, and I'm being really aware, and I'm 100% honest. I haven't conquered this, but I've done a lot. I've come a very long way. And it's not easy starting to listen to what your body wants, because it's what your body wants. It's not what you think, what you believe, what you've been taught, what you've been conditioned, what you've done your whole life. It's actually what your body wants. So, I really just wanted to express that, because it's such a beautiful occurrence that's coming into my field about not being trapped by anything, not being, if you want to go out with a friend and have an ice cream sundae or a bottle of champagne, it shouldn't, and I don't like that word should, it doesn't have to be off limits. I believe that any restriction that we place on ourselves is something we've placed on ourselves for a reason. And I also don't believe that anything external from us has the ability to control us, which includes intake of food and drink. So, I guess watch this space, because it's really just expanding in my field and in my life. And I think it's going to be a cracker.